Hello, welcome to Marga Show. I am Margot Grant, and today we have two guests. Why? One is Frank Gavere, he's an artist, and then his wife, Barbara Gavere, and she's fashion designer. So Frank, explain what your paintings is really unique. So explain what is it, and this is looks like it's a very new paintings, right?
Yes, this is the series that I'm currently working on. It's called Dragon's Teeth. And I thought of it as a series of mountaintops and clouds in the background, but I also saw it as dinosaur teeth, big teeth. So the underpainting was scraped, and then there's a blue splatter, and then I painted with the air gun on top.
Very interesting. Okay, I want to find out a process how you're doing your paintings, a transformation from nothing to something.
Yes. Well, all art is a form of transformation. In painting, you see, we have pigments which are really usually like ground dirt, and they're colored. And then you add the pigment to a binder, which is basically a glue, and then you figure out some way to apply that to a surface, which then becomes the painting. So the transformation is very interesting because you take an inorganic substance, and then you add something to it, and then you take skill and ability, talent and ideas, and you transform it into something on a canvas, which then it becomes a very high, expensive art object. So that's a transformation from pennies to dollars.
Very interesting. And what is your technique?
I generally use an air gun, so it's an indirect method of painting, and it's using a device which sprays at high pressure paint in a very thin film. And of course, I use masks and stencils. Those are devices and objects which I put in between the spray and the surface I'm painting on to create a texture or a line or some line segments.
Your paintings is really unique. What is this actually?
This is another one in Dragon's Teeth, and so you have the linear objects going vertically and down in the form of triangles, which then intersect and kind of crowd together like teeth, and then you have teeth coming down. You can see that the white is underneath and behind. And this one is a very, very light blue-black.
Interesting. Okay, you told me there is a funny story how you decided to be an artist. Can you tell this funny story?
Oh,
Absolutely. What's happened in the gallery when you was very young
Very
guy?
young. And of course, maybe 7 or 8 years old. And in the gallery, and I see the artist, and I see the artist's girlfriend. And the artist's girlfriend is really beautiful and very elegant, very attractive, well-dressed, smelled good, had lots of time to talk to a little boy. And I thought, my goodness, I can paint pictures. This is easy. And, so then if you paint the pictures, you end up with a pretty girl. This is a good idea. I can do this.
Okay, so you became the painter.
Yes.
The artist.
Yes.
Where you met Barbara?
Yes. I met Barbara. Actually, we met through a friend. And it was an arranged meeting. We all went out to a club, a famous club. Max's Kansas City. Yes.
You still remember?
Oh, yes.
How many years you been married?
I don't think we can count that high.
Barbara, you have so beautiful jacket. This is your design?
Yes, it's my design, and we took one of Frank's original artworks, and we had it translated into a textile print, fabric print. And so I decided to create this jacket. It's one of the things we've started to do more. We've done it several times now, and we're going to continue to take his original art and relate it to fashion. So may I stand up and show
Yeah.
the jacket? Here we have the front area, and I've used some black to emphasize the pattern. And the back of it, my style of design pretty much is classic, sophisticated, elegant fashion. That's what I like to wear, and that's what I usually design for my clients, because I also do custom and couture design.
Can we buy these beautiful clothes somewhere?
Well, they have to contact Barbarata. Me.
This is like one example, or you have like you're doing some line?
We just started maybe 2 years ago actually taking Frank's original artwork, and I would look through it and select something that was appropriate for a show we were doing together, or a design I had in mind. The reason I chose this one, actually, it's for me as a designer, I see patterns. And this
Right.
pattern in particular reminds me of a facing, what we call a facing for a neckline or an armhole. And that's what, piqued my interest and said, I want to do something with that. That's fun, because
That's real fun.
it makes me feel like I have pattern pieces all over my fabric.
Frank, I have another question. Where is your studio? Where you paint this all stuff?
Well, I have
Where?
a couple of studios, but the studio you're talking about is Mana Contemporary in Jersey City. And it's 888 Newark Avenue. And there's a very large building. What was the building originally?
Oh,
It was Warehouse. I know Warehouse.
yeah, but way back turn of the century, it was a tobacco.
Oh,
a
tobacco.
tobacco
It's
Ah.
called
warehouse.
Laurelard.
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 Had a warehouse there. So it's I think it's 6 floors, and 5 of the floors have artist studios on them. There's a school in it, and a bunch of other things going on. So there's hundreds of artists. Really lots of stuff going on.
So if somebody wants to see your art, this is only one place that they can go and take a look?
Well, I'm
Oh, you have-
I'm online. I have websites.
Oh, you have online.
Sure.
Okay, what is your online? Where's people can go and take a look?
One of the sites you could just Google my name, Frank Gavere, and that will take you to a number of websites. One that I like in particular is ArtStack.
Artstack?
ArtStack.
Artstack. How you spell it?
ArtStack.
Oh, okay. So people can go there and take a look, and this is a
Yes.
lot of paintings there, a lot of images there.
Yes, over 500.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
And I also have paintings at Anne Navarro Gallery
Nevada.
Nevada.
Nevada Gallery in
You're
Jersey.
doing
in
Is it-
Jersey City.
You do. It's the exhibition is right now going on.
There's an exhibition right now at the Park Hamilton that they organized, and that's in the ground floor of a large building. A
Okay.
space that they curate. So I think they have 29 works there.
Anything that you're planning for another? Oh, this is beautiful. Can you explain this?
Ah, yes. This is a series of paintings on recycled cardboard. I call
Yes,
them.
I know what you're doing. This
I
is
call
what-
them recyclements. And I use the various stencils to make emphatic marks. Really lots of fun, and of course the boxes themselves lend their own color, and then I add various colors in the underpainting, and then the overpainting is done in black.
So you just go around and pick cardboards from
no,
the street?
Actually, I have a friend who runs a warehouse, and I work part-time for him a little bit. And so when I'm there, they know which cardboards I want, and they put them over in the corner, and then I either take some home or I throw them away. I decide what I want, yes.
But this is really very, very interesting to paint everything on a cardboard.
It's interesting because the cardboard brings its own nature to the work. It has things printed on it. It has scars, it has tears, it has die cutting, it has folds. So all of those characteristic things that come, you figure out a way to put that into the work and make it all work as part of your work, and it makes it much more fun.
Yes.
Any idea where you're going to have next exhibition somewhere?
I think we will have another exhibition at Ann's Gallery,
Well, yes, in the future, I'm sure, at the Novato Gallery.
Novato Gallery. And I think when the Park Hamilton is done, then some of the pieces from Park Hamilton will come back to the gallery. But the gallery always has some pieces of my work, and they have a number of pieces from that series with the cardboards.
Oh, I'm sorry. Our time is off for now, but please come back. We will be right back. Okay, we're back from the break and we continue our conversation. This is Margot Show and I'm Margot Grant and I have two guests here, artist Frank Gavere and Barbara Gavere. Barbara is a fashion designer. She's going to talk about her fashion and about what is a trend in fashion now.
Well, 2018 is this fashion for everyone. Every age, every style. It's really loaded this particular year. And some of the fun things is that there's going to be some 60s and 80s influences in all the fashions you see. From something as simple as a mini dress, which is a high hemline, to a maxi, which is a lower hemline, and they're even pulling in the asymmetrical hemlines. So you'll have that. And another fun thing is that they're going to introduce the power suit. But this time, the power suit is going to be in something perhaps that's checked, or it's going to be in reds and blues. And instead of pants or a skirt, it's going to be shorts.
Oh,
So the summer power suit is going to be
shorts.
shorts. Yeah. So that's something new. Another new thing that's coming out, it's really not new. It's very interesting because I also teach as an adjunct at the Fashion Institute of Technology in the Fashion Design Apparel Department. And my students had already introduced this years ago, but the big thing now is plastic rainwear. So whatever
Plastic
you,
rainwear?
yeah, it's fun because you can see through it. So anything you're wearing underneath is going to show. So you have to make sure you look very fashionable under your raincoat
Or
today.
maybe nude. Or maybe nude.
You could.
Oh, look at this. I saw this mannequin in your studio, right? This one?
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
it was fantastic. It's fantastic. It looks so great. You have something similar like that?
Yes, that particular.
Another few pieces? Or this is just the one?
That's one piece of that particular artwork. That is also Frank's Fine Art. We were invited to be part of a show at the Belsky Museum, and it was called Art a la Mode, weaving art into fashion. We were invited by Miss Anna George, and we put together some designs that showed the influence that art has in fashion, and it's still going on today. It's very, very much so part of the 2018, that artsy look. And so this is the print that I chose to depict something from Frank's artwork. His artwork was my muse. And I also use, if you in the back of that particular jacket is a plastic opening.
Oh.
So it shows a little sexiness and opens it up because the front is so covered. There it is.
This shot.
And I wanted to show that. So, and since Frank uses dots so much, I selected that fabric for a lining to give it some pop. So this was on in the exhibition, and this is, I call this black and white, a study in black and white, because black and white has always been in fashion and always will be part of the fashion scene, no matter what's popular or not popular. It never goes out of style. This is a current exhibition that we had for the faculty, art and design at FIT. And this particular piece I designed is based and inspired by the new show at the Costume Institute at the Met called Heavenly Bodies, Fashion and the Catholic Imagination. And I wanted to do something with that idea. And so I looked at Frank's work and I saw the piece of artwork that had slightly curved and small, almost like starburst cross shapes. And I thought that'll be fabulous. So we took that and had it translated into a fabric print on charmeuse, and chose the metal down the front. The embellishment is the cross, and of course that flash of red is symbolic of the blood of Christ. So this particular piece is called Icon, because the cross of Christ is one of the world's great icons.
Can you buy it somewhere? Can you look at this somewhere?
I have it at, we have it at our studio at Manna Contemporary, 888 Newark Avenue. And, you know, these are special pieces done for specific exhibitions. So if a client were to come to me and say, I would like something like that, we would talk about it.
We can make it.
Yeah.
I have an idea about your jacket. How about to put bikini and then your jacket? How it will look?
I think it'll
This
look
jacket.
hot. I think it'll look hot.
I think this would be, everybody is going to buy this. This is going to be a real good idea. Just maybe incorporate my idea.
Under this jacket, when it opens, you have this little
Yeah, the
black
one that
bikini
the
or
one
silver
that has,
bikini.
The one that has plastic in the back. Maybe you put plastic in the
Oh.
front also.
Yeah, you never
Huh?
know. You never
Plastic in the
know.
front, plastic in the back, and bikini.
You never know.
Okay. I have commission for ideas.
All contributions accepted.
Okay. So, what is this piece that you showed me before with little red dot? Maybe you just explain it. It's not here.
Yes. That's actually 3 paintings, and the series is called the Wall
This
Crawler.
one, this one.
This one. The series was called the Wall Crawler. It was my my thesis in 2009, and I did 125 paintings.
129 paintings.
125 paintings in
Where?
a week. I did it for a show, my thesis show for my MFA, and this is 3 pieces from that.
Where you keep your 125 paintings? In your studio? It's not enough space. I was there.
I have a home that's a very large archive.
Oh, okay.
She would tell you.
So this is
There's
like collage. This red dot.
Yes. This is another dot painting.
Yeah.
Actually, this one's on canvas. And it's part of a series that I was doing, and I called it BTW because I needed a title very quickly. And they said, well, what are you going to call it? And I said, BTW, balls to the wall.
It still exists, this
Oh
paintings?
yes, this painting exists.
So
sure.
if I come
Yeah.
to Mana, I can buy it,
Absolutely. And there are two versions of this one.
and the price is reasonable,
Yes.
or it's very expensive.
No, it's not.
It's
very
supposed to be expensive because it's absolutely unique. Okay, so we have to go to the break. Okay, we're back from the break, and this is Margot show, and I have two guests here. One is Frank Gavere, and his wife is Barbara Gavere. Frank is an artist, Barbara is fashion designer, and Frank is going to talk about his new ideas. Okay, Frank.
When I have a new idea about something to paint, generally it starts out as a small fragment. I see it, kind of visualize it in my mind. When I was young, I was trained to do drafting, and my father was an engineer, and we talked about this idea of having the ability to visualize things in your head, and so I learned to do that. So I have a little fragment of the painting. So when I start, I have like an idea, and I usually do a key sketch, which is a little line drawing, and I make some arrows on it to tell me which way I'm going to put the tones. And so I start to do the work, and then as I'm working, I start to explore the idea, and I see where it goes. And it's a process of exploration. And I'm always very excited to see as the work is getting finished, because I want to see how it looks. Because I only saw a little bit of it, and now I'm doing this thing from that idea, and so I want to see, it's going to be great, and I'm very excited, and I want to see it. So I'm constantly, when I work, I'm in some anxiety because I want to finish this part of it so I can look at it. Then the painting goes upstairs and I hang it on the wall and look at it, maybe for 1 or 2 days, and then I take it back down and finish it.
Very interesting. Okay, at the end, I want to ask you where you got this name. You said that it's this name,
yes.
Gavere. It's a very famous name. Okay.
Well, actually, I'm Norwegian and Welsh, but the name actually comes from it comes from the region of Gavere, which is on the river Shiel, I think it's 13 miles south of Ghent. And there's a place called the region of Gavere, and it's the exact same spelling of my name, and I think that's where the name originated. So
Beautiful
it's in
name.
Belgium. Yes.
It's a beautiful name.
And they have a beautiful flag. If you know the Lowenbrow dragons, well, the flag of Gavere has 3 Lowenbrow dragons, fighting lions, in red on a white background. Very Flemish.
Very nice.
And
Very
we love
interesting.
Flemish paintings. So.
Okay, Barbara, what is your new ideas?
Well, I really want to explore working with my husband, taking his original art and creating some more fantastic designs that I'm hoping to exhibit down the line in the next year or so. And so that's got me really excited. I want to do a lot more with his artwork and move that art and translate it into fashion, which has become more and more over the years now, the last several years in particular. You will find that they're using more and more art in textile design. You know, even in 2018, you're going to see almost comic strip type prints. You're going to see celebrity faces. You're going to see things that Andy Warhol did in clothing. So this is a continuing theme, the art and fashion.
Okay, our show is off for today. Please come back.